I give up. Now, if you've been following me for some time, you'll know that I started a vlog series where I was like, I want to self-study, I want to teach myself Italian. And, you know, I was very open in the fact that it's not an easy thing for me to do, not just for the fact that I have a very busy life and I have to find the time to do it, but also because honestly, I think I'm a better teacher than I am a student. And that can honestly be the case. Like, I feel like I can teach other people well, but when it comes to teaching myself, it's not always that effective. And, you know, I've tried. I've bought books. I have really tried to devise some kind of study schedule, which I've just ripped up into shreds. And I've tried to like dip into and out of different forms of content to study Italian. But you know what? I'm always about keeping it real on this channel, and none of it has been working for me. And I wanted to give you an update really, because this isn't me throwing the towel in and saying I'm never going to speak Italian again, but this is me saying that I'm taking a very different route, and I have caved in and I've actually paid for an online program to learn Italian. Now, this was something that I was really hesitant about. This video is in no way sponsored at all. I am literally just sharing what I have decided to do and what actually I think is going to be a big game changer for me. But I think I found, honestly, self-study very difficult, because as much as I teach English and I can devise a program of study for my students, when it comes to myself to learn a language, I think it's more problematic, especially with Italian, is to know where to begin, because I want to be able to speak. I want to be able to have conversations with people. And I understand that it's going to take me some time to wrap my head around the grammatical elements of Italian and, you know, different verbs and just the way the language is formed and pronounced. But in the meantime, I would like to have the ability to speak and to communicate with people, because that has been like the most difficult thing that I have found since moving here in 2018, has been my inability to communicate. And I, you know, just didn't really know where to begin with my studies. I thought vocabulary would help. Yes, of course it does. But if I have no context and no way of being able to use it, it becomes a little bit pointless. And so I kind of neglected my studies. This is why I decided to move to once a month for my videos, because I felt I wasn't performing enough to give you a decent video every week. And, you know, I'm all about being real. Like, learning a language isn't like an easy process for everybody, and I'm not here to write it off, because I honestly believe in life, it is what you make it. Like, if you say something's difficult, it's damn well going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. But I'm also one to say that, you know, language learning is very personal. Like, what works for me in terms of learning a language may not work for you, and you have to find your particular learning style and not feel intimidated by the polyglots on YouTube who tell you how many incredible languages they have learnt. Props to them, they are amazing. Or even to other people who may live in Italy or the country that you're in, who have picked up the language a lot quicker than you. Like, we are all unique. We all have different responsibilities, different life commitments, and we can all dedicate different amounts of time to studying. And, you know, I've decided with my good old fashioned sand timer here that I will be dedicating 30 minutes every day to my study, and it's worked a treat. Like, I have purchased an online membership to Italy Made Easy. And this was a site that I sort of came across through YouTube, and it was a video about the Italian alphabet that really caught my attention, because Manu gave this amazing like pronunciation lesson in terms of the Italian alphabet, because of course it differs to the English one. And I really liked his style, and I did have a look at his website at the time, but his courses were like 300 euros, and I just didn't feel sold enough at that time to invest that money into it. But now he's devised this membership program, and you basically have access to all of the courses that he has, from beginner all the way up to upper intermediate at the moment, plus vocabulary, audio lessons. There's like a group, if you like, a community of other people that you can connect with and share your language learning experience. Is actually phenomenal. And I joined it last week as soon as it opened, and I have already been committing every single day to 30 minutes with my trusty sand timer, because I'm all about that. It's not about the phone always. You can use these trusty old gadgets to do the job. But yeah, I'm literally thrilled. I really think this is going to be the game changer for me, because I finally have a program. I have a program of study. The videos that he does in each unit are around 10 to 15 minutes, so I can choose to watch 1 or 2 or whatever I want to do. And there's extra activities I can do, vocabulary. I really feel in my element, and I'm so happy and proud that I have done this. And you know, I'm not here to tell you that I failed at self-study, because maybe I didn't really give it, you know, enough of a chance, but I just knew it wasn't for me. Like, I knew that if I continued in this way, another year would pass and I'd be recording the same shoddy videos at the end of this year, still unable to string together 2 paragraphs in Italian. So this time I'm like getting a grip on myself, and I just think 30 minutes of study every single day. I've been saying this to my students a lot recently, and it's a principle I've adopted from Atomic Habits, the first book that I read of this year, and probably one of the most profound books I've ever read in my life. And you know, James Clear talks about this, the power of compound interest. Like, literally, you do 30 minutes of study every day, you think in that moment, oh, that's not a lot. But when you add that up over the course of, say, 5 days, if that's all you can manage, that's like 2.5 hours worth of study that you've completed, which, let's face it, is phenomenal, considering that some of us will say, oh, I really want to study for an hour, and then it never happens, right? 2.5 hours versus no hours at all is a significant improvement. So for this, I'm like all about taking little steps towards what I'm doing, and I'm really excited with this program, and I'm going to be committing to giving you updates every single month, but it's going to be taken from what I'm learning from Italy Made Easy. I'm going to put the links below in case you're interested in having a look. As I mentioned before, this is in no way sponsored, so if you decide to join, I get nothing for it. Just the fact that I have hopefully helped you to learn this language in the same way that I'm starting to. And yeah, that's it really. Like, I'm very real and very honest with you. Like, I tried the whole self-learning route, and unfortunately it's not for me. And I'm really happy that I now have a focused program of study that I can do at any time that I want to do, and that I'm committing to doing it on a daily basis, like Monday to Friday at least minimum. And yeah, I feel really excited. I feel like this is going to give me results, the results that I've been after for 4 years and never really applied myself properly to achieve. So this is my update for me about my language learning journey. As I mentioned below, all the links will be in the show notes if you want to check out Italy Made Easy for yourself. It is a monthly membership site. You can cancel at any time if you pay for the month-by-month option, or you can choose to pay for a year at a time. But either way, I think it's going to be a fantastic investment. And actually, it's really inexpensive, considering if I were to pay for a private tutor, the amount of lessons I would have and the content I have in there, I would pay a lot more than what their monthly membership cost is. So I'm really chuffed, and I feel like this is where I'm going to start to make progress. Already I've learned things, and I've watched like 2 or 3 videos so far since I've joined, and already I've learned about pronunciation, and with the little accent at the end of a word, how that changes the sound. Like, just little things that I never really paid attention to or knew enough of before, that I think I'm finally getting the gist of. And also, I love the fact that this course isn't about teaching you grammar from day one. It's about making you be able to have a conversation with somebody, which, let's face it, that's all I care about. Like, the average Italian isn't grammatically perfect at the best of times. It's the same as the average British person. We don't speak the Queen's English every day of the week. Like, you know, I just want to be able to have a conversation with somebody. That is my primary aim. And I finally found a course that is not grammar heavy, that is practical, wants to give you the ability to have conversation and to understand everyday Italian. So I'm thrilled, I'm chuffed, and I cannot wait to share with you my progress at the end of April, when I would have completed my first month on Italy Made Easy. And I'm going to be very, very interested to see my progress, because so far I'm very happy. So yes, let me know how your study's going. If you're studying Italian, what are you using to help you? Comment below. Let me know if you are choosing the approach of little and often, as opposed to trying to find huge chunks of time to study. Let me know what's working for you, or what isn't even. And we can all help each other learn this beautiful language. So until next time, ciao for now.